I'll be with you in a minute. I don't know what's going on here. I can't find anything. There we go. Hi, Candice. Oh, what have I missed? Oh, no, I'm on part 1. That's not it. Well, where's part 2?
I'll send you the link.
No, I'll try and find it. Oh, there it is. That's weird.
That's Facebook.
Yeah, seems to have a mind of its own at the moment. Mind you, what's new? Oh, come on. Today would be nice. Right. Evening, Louise. Oh, I need to message you. Did you give me something at the crop to give to somebody else? Because I found something that I think you gave me to give to somebody, and I can't remember who I was supposed to give it to, if that makes sense, which it probably doesn't. I know what I mean. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Rebecca. What's your weather like in Florida? But you haven't got this snow, have you? Hi, Candice. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Lorraine. Twix mass. I don't mind a Twix. That'd be quite nice, actually. Evening, David. Do you know what we really did?
What?
Oh, it's a bag, Louise. A little pretty Christmas bag. Who the heck gave me that then? Well, I'm sure it was to give to somebody and I can't remember who. Evening, Alison. It's been a bit. I don't know. I've barely been out. I don't know what the weather's been like around here.
No idea.
No idea. Well, we had a great Christmas actually, because Christmas morning I'm in my pajamas. Dad stayed with us, which was absolutely lovely.
Yeah, stayed 3 days.
He did. He stayed 3 days, and he's coming back for New Year, which is even better. So got up, had some breakfast. I was about to go and have a shower and get dressed, and there's a knock at the door, and I'm thinking, who the flipping heck's that on Christmas morning? Anyway, it was my daughter and her partner, and Mark knew they were coming, but I didn't. Otherwise, I might have got up a bit earlier. But anyway, it was wonderful, and because I always over cater, I didn't have to change a thing.
No, we're still eating.
We're still eating. Oh, never mind. Evening, Jane. Watching David on TV. Oh, eh? Now I'm confused. Were you watching David make his book on TV, Louise? Because I think David's watching something completely different.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm... Okay, all right then, I will do, Louise. Right, okay, so what we're going to do tonight? Tonight we're doing part 2 of our folios. I'd love to show you part 1. I'm not quite sure where I've put it, because I've got stuff everywhere. I've had a making day, and I can't find anything, and there's stuff everywhere. So I've got 2 now. So this is folio 1, and this is folio 2, and they're a similar size, as you can see. So that worked out quite well. So let me walk you through. I like this one. It's quite dinky, but it's quite cute. You're not live. You're on the sofa. Okay. Right. Okay. I'll just leave it there. Hi, Jen. Right. Okay. So this one, it's exactly the same size. Now the base size is 5 by 7, and you open it up, and what you've got here are 2 sort of like little flaps. It is symmetrical, and the flaps are kind of, they've got, you can put a photograph in here. They've got like an acetate front, except I found this packaging that I'd got that has got like snowflakes on, and I thought how nice it would be to use it, because I'm not going to put a photo in there because I've got my photo mats. So I thought I'm going to use a little bit of packaging. So you could just use plain acetate and put a photo in it, but I just thought, nah, I'm not going to do that. So we've got these 2 flaps here, which we can put, you know, little photo mats and things on, and then we open those up, and there we've got just, you know, these regular sort of pockety things on the back with you know, little cut apart and photo mats, and those go on the back there. And then here, I've just decorated mine up, but you could put photo mats on, and these are just 2 big flaps. And as you can see on this side, what I've done here is I put photo mats on there. And then these 2, we've got here are, we've got these long pockets here that I like, and then just pull apart sort of like photo mats, which I have to be honest with you and tell you I've matted terribly badly. Don't look at how straight it isn't. So that is folio number 2, which I like this one. Not that I didn't like the other one, but I just particularly like this one. So that's what we're going to make this evening. Okay, so we're going to start off exactly the same way as we did last week, probably with me not having any paper or a cutting guide for that matter. I think I printed it out. Should I go and have a look? Well, you could do. Well, I find some paper. Well, I've got some card at least. That's a start. Right. So, actually, I better not start because Mark's going to put the thingies up. I'm sure I had something to tell you tonight, so I can't think what it was. I don't know. It'll come to me. Can't remember. Hi, Angela. Oh, thank you, darling. You're lovely. Right, okay, so we're going to do exactly the same as we did at the start of last week, and we're going to make our base sort of folio first. So we're going to cut 2 at 4 7/8 by 6 7/8 inches. So 2 at 4 7/8, which is just 1/8 before 5, by 6 7/8. Okay. Then we're going to cut 2 at 5 1/2 by 8. So 2 at 5 1/2 by 8. And then we need to cut our connector. And our connector is 3 by 7 inches.
Sue says evening. She just commented on last week's live.
Oh no, listen, Sue, don't you worry about it, because when I started, that's where I went. So there was Candice was talking about caterpillars, and I was going to start waxing lyrical about why I hated mine. And then I realised that there was far too many comments for it logically to be the live, and I realised that it was last week's. So, right, I'm in the middle of a graphic 45 project at the moment. I'm a little bit behind as always. I'm a lot behind as always. And I've got stuff everywhere. Oh, everywhere. I've got to do this without it slipping off. Right, okay. Right, so those first 2 pieces that we cut that were 4 by 7/8 by 6 by 7/8, I'm going to leave those to one side because I don't need to do anything to them. And then the next pieces that we've got, which were 5 1/2 by 8, I'm going to score on the 5 1/2 inch side. So that's 5 1/2 inches at the top. I'm going to score at 1/2 inch, turn it round 90 degrees. So I'm now scoring on the 8 inch side. And I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to score at 7 1/2 inches. And that's the same on both pieces. So I'm going to score here on the 5 1/2 inch side at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to score on the 8 inch side at 1/2 inch and 7 1/2 inches. Then finally, our connector, which as you'll remember was 3 by 7. And we're going to score on the 3 inch side at 1, 1 1/2 and 2 inches. Okay, so you can put your scoreboard away for a little while. And let's put these folio bases together. So I'm going to kinky miter my corners. So I'm chopping off that little square there. And that's the same on both pieces. Oh, I know what I was going to talk to you about. Cruises. That Iceland cruise, I think I've made a boo-boo. Apparently they don't do 7-day cruises to Iceland because it's such a long way. So they only do 10-day cruises to Iceland. I mean, my lovely travel agent lady is having a look. But it might well be that we have to return to Norway, if you see what I mean.
I wouldn't have thought it was that much different.
No, I wouldn't either. But yeah, apparently the reason for 10-day cruise to Iceland is because you spend so long at sea. Okay. There you go. So my bad, but I will keep you posted. Do you know what, Lorraine? I was thinking about that this morning, and I've got so much going on in my head at the moment. I've got the Ohio book, which I know what I'm doing. Mark keeps thrusting.
What? Finish that sentence.
Thrusting 3D printed articles at me for his Make a Mark launch in January.
Oh,
and I've got Elaine's Savannah book on the go, and I've got my Graphic 45 book on the go, and yeah, I had an idea for I've forgotten what it was now. I really should write these things down. I wonder if it was that one or the other one. Oh no, it was the Alice one, because I've got some really great Alice paper as well. I'll try and remember them for next time we have class. Because I had the Alice one's going to be a pop-up.
Lorraine says she can't wait to see what the Maybury Stamperia Powerhouse.
Yes, that's what I was just talking about, dear.
I wasn't listening.
No, I know, you never listen to me.
What?
Oh, David's got a 3D commission for you. Well, be careful what you ask for, because I bought him a screwdriver for Christmas.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't look like a screwdriver to me. Anyway, let's leave that there.
You've just got one of those minds, that's all.
No, I haven't. Yeah, it's married to you is what does it.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to pop that in there like that. And I'm going to pop that one in there like that. So there's no bulges. They fit in quite nicely, and I'm going to glue them down. But it's really important that this bit that's open here, where we haven't got any flaps that go over, that has to be cruise around Loch Ness. Looking for the monster. We've already got him, dear. Right, that we need to make sure that those two edges are flush.
I was listening then.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
You surprised me. So I'm just going to put some glue on the inside of my flap.
That was surprising.
Let's line that up and fold that over like this. Like that. Don't go there, David, please, because that just sounds terrible.
Camilla says it's called selective hearing.
Yes, he's very good at selective hearing. Right, okay, so that's one page, one cover, I suppose. And now I'm going to do the same with the other.
It's all done subconsciously.
What?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's pop that down.
David, you're going to tell us this 3D thing?
I don't know. Well, it might make cutting a little wonky.
Yeah, right.
What, being on the back of the Loch Ness Monster?
Mm.
Do you know, anybody who comes back and watches this and doesn't have the comments is going to wonder, I'm not even responding to that one. It's going to wonder what on earth we're talking about. Right, okay, so I've got my 2 pages, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my connector to put them together. So I'm going to just snip up to where that first score line is, and I'm just going to mitre.
He says hi.
D. Hi, D.
Hi.
Oh, you just. Oh, yeah.
What?
You were waiting for me to do that, weren't you? Yeah. Right, so let's pop that in there. What? That fits nicely. So I'm going to put some glue on that side up to where the score line is.
Like getting the rows of dots.
Hey? Yeah, well, it's accidental.
No.
Yeah, I meant to do it. So let's just up to where that score line is.
Donna, Wiley says hello.
Hi, Donna. Okay. And now I'm going to do the same on this side. Oh, if you've been following me and the Sugar Daddy saga.
How's it still doing on?
No, I told him to sod off. I mean, I told him to go away.
Oh,
just like, I can't be doing it. I haven't got the energy to deal with him, quite frankly. So I just told him he was a scammer and that he needed to go away and impregnate himself. Hi, Sally. So yeah, I'm afraid there's not much to show you this time. I started faffing with him, and he was most adamant that he was genuine.
Of course.
Yep. So, right. So that's my cover done. So I'm going to put that to one side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this all the wrong way round because do you know what? Why not? I only do it to annoy Mark. Although having said that, I have actually put the right cutting. I have done it in the right order.
Oh.
So yeah. So we're going to do these bits last, all right, because they're the most complicated. So we'll leave those. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut these flaps. And we're going to cut these pockets. And we'll cut these photo mats. Okay. So that's what we're going to do first. So if you want to grab your cutters, the first thing that we're going to cut are those big flaps, the big flaps. And we're going to cut 2 at 5 by 7 5/8 of an inch. Well, the reason for this is gussets. Morning, Sally. Have I already said good morning, Sally? Oh, I did. Oh, well, I'm getting old. Oh, well, that makes a change. Right, so what am I doing? I'm cutting 2 at 5 by 7 5/8 of an inch. That can't be right. What on earth am I talking about?
I don't know.
No, that's right. No, that's right. That's right. Right.
Help me.
Shut up. Right, so we're going to cut 2 at 5 by 7 5/8. And then we're going to cut 2 at 3.5 by 8. So cut 2 at 3.5 by 8. Right, and then finally we're going to cut these photo mats, these 2 big foldy ones, and they are 6 3/4 by 9.5. 6 3/4 by 9.5. Which reminds me, we haven't watched this. Is the what's it on this? The darts.
Oh.
We haven't watched it, have we?
I did see mention of it.
Yeah, we did. Well, we talked to Dad about it, didn't we? And then we didn't get any further. Right. Okay. So grab your scoreboardy thing. What am I missing? Nothing so far. Lorraine, you've got to look after your gussets and flaps. How true. Okay, right, so we'll start with the big one, which was the first one, which was the one that confused me. The one that is 7 5/8 by 5, and we're only going to score on one side. So we're going to score on the 7 5/8 inch side, so that's at the top. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, and we're going to score at 5/8 of an inch. So we've got a little gusset there. So you can see we've got an 1/8 of an inch gusset, and we're going to do the same on both. So we're scoring on the 7 5/8 inch side at 1/2 inch and at 5/8 of an inch. So like I said, you've got that little gusset there. Now what we're going to do is the next two pieces, which were 3 1/2 by 8, and these are our long vertical pockets. Okay, so we're going to score on the 3 1/2 inch side at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to score on the 8 inch side at 1/2 inch and at 7 1/2 inches. And that is the same on both. So we're scoring on the 3 1/2 inch side at 1/2 inch, and on the 8 inch side at 1/2 inch and at 7 1/2 inches. Now, finally, let's hope to goodness this is halfway. Mark will soon tell me if it's not, but we're going to basically fold this in half. So we're going to score on the 9 1/2 inch side at 4 3/4 inches. Does that sound halfway to you?
Right.
Well, that's a miracle. So we just got that one score line on the 9 1/2 inch side at 4 3/4 inches. Okay.
Right. Oh, Renee says hello on YouTube.
Hello, Renee on YouTube. Okay, right. So let's start off nice and easy. Let's start off with these flaps. These are great because we don't have to do much to them. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold on my gussety thing, and I'm going to burnish. So what I've got here is a flap that's got this little gusset here. Okay, so that's going to sit on my my book like that, on my folio like that. Okay, so I've got my little gusset, and I'm going to do the same on the other one as well. So I am folding, I'm burnishing, folding, and burnishing.
Emma says hi.
Hi, Emma. There we go. Okay, so I've got my little gussety thing there. Right, now I've got my two vertical pockets, so I'm going to do a bit of kinky mitering. So I'm going to snip up to where that score line intersects, change the angle of my scissors slightly, and just cut off that corner like that. Okay, then I'm going to fold. And I'm going to burnish. Exactly the same on both. Nice sharp crease. And then fold this in half. Let's line it up. And burnish. There we go. Right, so here's my folio base that I made earlier. So I'm just going to fold that in half like that. I'm just going to fold on that connector just so that I've kind of got my folio cover ready for sticking things to. So if I open that up now and I've got my flaps inside, I'm going to start off with my big flap, and I'm just going to put some glue onto the back of that flap there, and I'm going to glue it. This will fit exactly on top of that page. I know it looks long at the moment. That's because I haven't folded my gusset up. Okay, so fold that up. There we go, folded my gusset. So now you can see it's exactly the same size as that page underneath. Then I'm going to take my long pocket, put some glue on my flap, zip, and I'm going to glue that on the right hand side of my left hand page, and it will fit exactly. Okay, so the right hand side of my left hand page, so that's going to sit over the top like that. And now we're going to do exactly the same on this side. So I'm going to put some glue on there like that. Pop that on top. There we go. So that fits exactly. And now I'm going to put this vertical pocket on the left hand side of the right hand page. Okay, so let's pop that there. Okay, so there you go. So we've got these two big flaps, which are these, and they fold up, and then you've got these two vertical pockets on either side there that these slip into. I'm not going to put those in just yet because glue drying, you know, they'll get stuck, but you get the idea. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make these flaps, and the front of one, the front side has got this little sort of like acetate front, and then the back has got this simple pocket here. Okay, so put that to one side, grab my trimmer, yeah, and we're going to cut two at 5 1/8 by 6 inches. I know. So 2 at 5 1/8 by 6. Okay. Then we're going to cut 2 at 5 1/2 by 6 1/2. So cut 2 at 5 1/2 by 6 1/2. And then finally, I just want you to cut 2 at 5 1/2 by 3. So cut 2 at 5.5 by 3. We'll worry about the photo match afterwards. Okay. Right. So grab your scoreboard. And our first piece that we cut was 5 1/8 by 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to score on the 5 1/8 inch side. So I want you to put the 5 1/8 inch side at the top. And I want you to score at 1/2 inch. And I want you to score at 5/8 inch. So once again, we've got that little 1/8 inch gusset. And that's the same on both pieces. So on the 5 1/8 inch side, we're going to score at 1/2 inch and 5/8 inch. Okay. Then the next pieces, which were 5.5 by 6.5, we're going to score on the 5.5 inch side at 1/2 inch and at 5 inches. And then we're going to score on the 6.5 inch side at 1/2 inch. And that's the same on both. So we're scoring on the 5.5 inch side at 1/2 inch and at 5 inches. And we're scoring on the 6.5 inch side at 1/2 inch. Okay. Then finally, we've got these two little pockets. These were 5.5 by 3. We're going to score on the 5.5 inch side at 1/2 inch at 5 inches. We're going to turn it round 90 degrees and score on the 3 inch side at 1/2 inch. So we're scoring on the 5.5 inch side at 1/2 inch and at 5 inches. And then we're going to score on the 3 inch side at 1/2 inch, preferably straight. That would be novel. Right, okay, so let's start with the most awkwardest bit. Right, let's put this all to one side apart from these two pieces. These were the 5.5 by 6.5 inch pieces. And we're going to start off, and we might as well just kinky mitre. We're not going to fold anything yet. We're just going to kinky mitre because why not? Let's start it off easy. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw and cut a frame for our acetate to sit into. And I can't remember how wide my frame is, so I'll just measure it now. I would imagine 3/4 inch. Yep. Right, so I'm going to do mine with a white pen, if I can find it. I had it earlier. I did it up now, which means I'll never find it again. There it is. And I'm going to draw on the back. And I'm going to draw myself a 3/4 inch frame from my score line, which would make it 1.25 inches from the edge of my page. Okay. So I'm just measuring in. I'm just measuring in 1.25 inches because it just makes it easier.
Anna says hello.
Hi, Anna. I can't. I've taken my glasses off. Right, but remember that when you're doing it this way, you're going to score 1.25 inches in from the bottom, but only 3/4 inch in from the top, because you haven't got any score lines there. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to get rid of that bit. So I might as well just draw this up while I'm here.
Oh, Gillian says hi on YouTube.
What, Jilly Squidge?
Yes.
Oh, what's she doing? I'll be round in a bit. I haven't forgotten, I just got sidetracked. Right, okay, so now I'm going to get my knife and I'm going to cut these out. So, let's get rid of this middle.
Mickle.
I've gone off camera, haven't I? Off screen.
Probably.
I can't see what I'm doing and I've got a knife. I know, and I still don't know where my what's it knife is. My safety ruler. We need to have a time delay on this. You know, like they do on the BBC, in case of accidents.
There is a time delay, but I can't stop it.
No.
Before it's seen.
Oh,
I
no.
can just preempt it. Oh, looks like Gillian's left us. She's gone all quiet.
Oh.
That's teenagers for you.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so I've cut out my frame. Now what I need to do is just cut out a little bit of acetate, which I must admit I didn't put on the cutting guide, which was a bit stupid. So what shall we cut it? 4 by 5.5. See if I can find some
What are the
acetate.
measurements for the pocket cut out part?
You're going to have a frame that's 3/4 of an inch. So what I've done is I measured in 1.25 inches from the edge, 1.25 inches from the bottom, 1.25 inches from that side, but only 3/4 of an inch from that side. So you see when we turn it over that you've just got a 3/4 of an inch frame round there. Okay. Right. So what did I say? 4.5 by 5.5. No, 4 by 5.5. 4.25. 4. I don't know. 4. Let's go. 4.25 by 5.5. The acetate. Okay, right, now I'm going to get some really good, well, I'd like to say I was going to get really good double-sided tape, but Max ran off with it. Oh, let me see if I've got some more. Here we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this. This is our really good polyester. It's instead of red tape, and it's really, really good.
Is that the 6mm wide?
Yeah. And I'm going to pop that around the inside of my frame.
Put that up. I'll just put the same thing.
Mine's covered in cat fur.
It is optional.
Make sure you put it on the inside. Don't do what I did. I've had to paint. I've had to get my black pen out on my sample because I put it the wrong way around because I'm an idiot.
Facebook is doing wonderful things again.
Sure, it's not just you. Right, okay, so I'm going to peel off the backing. Oops. Oops. Oh, for goodness sake.
What's going on?
That's it. And I'm just going to lie down my piece of acetate just to cover that aperture like that. Okay, so my pocket has got an acetate front now. I'm going to do the same on this side as well. Oh. Okay. And let's plonk that down on top of there like that. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is fold on those flaps. And burnish. So I've got a pocket with a nice little 3/4 of an inch frame. Okay, so right now here, these are the pieces that we've got where we have that little 1/8 of an inch gusset. So what I'm going to do on those is I'm going to fold and burnish. Like that. So I've got that little gusset there. And this one, I'm going to do the same. But I need to bear in mind that when I put these into my folio, they are going to be on opposite sides. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put them the way that they're going to go into my book. So the right-hand side will have the flap on the right-hand side. The left-hand side will have the flap on the left-hand side. And then these glue on top of there, exactly like that and like that. Okay, so if I just put some glue on my flap, this will fit exactly on top there like that. And I've got my opening at the very, very top of that pocket with the aperture. Okay, so that is that front page there. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same on this side. So this side, I've got my flap to the right. pop that on top like that. Okay, so they're going to sit in the book like that, but if I turn them over, the last pieces that we've got are these little pockets, these horizontal pockets. So I'm just going to kinky mitre those. Oh, that's my aperture. I wondered what it was. I'm thinking, where does that go?
You don't know.
Okay, so now I'm going to fold. And burnish. And then this pocket, let's pop some glue on there. And that is going to sit on the back of that pocket there like that. That'll fit exactly. Do you realise what this means?
Everything was right.
It was right. I'm going to write that down on the calendar.
What a way to end the year.
Oh yeah, this is our last class of the year, isn't it?
It is.
Wow. And then this one, don't worry, it's not a sign of things to come, far from it. This is going to go on the other side at the bottom of the back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our folios, open them up. I'm going to put some glue on that flap there. Now, a little tip when you're gluing it in, because it's going to be centered top to bottom. I lined mine up, so it's going to line up with the left-hand side. I lined mine up with the bottom of that there. So it should fit nicely in between those two flaps. Okay, so let's stick that down, and that is going to sit over there like that. I'm going to put that pocket in there, if it'll go. There we go, and that sits like that. And then over this side, some glue on that flap there. And that is going to sit on the far right hand side. It'll sit in between the flaps on the base folio like that. Pop that in there. There we go. Now, your photo mats, they're nice and easy to cut out. Nothing too difficult about those at all. But what I said here is about cut apart ×4. Now, obviously, it depends on what paper you're using. But if you are going to use the same paper as me, just for example, all I've done is I've just taken some of the cut aparts, which were awkward sizes, and I've literally just put some white cardstock on the back in lieu of a photograph. So that's what I mean by cut aparts. And then I did the same on here, because this book was kind of on the food theme. So I've just taken some of the cut aparts and I've just added them in there. So that's what that comment is all about. So now you can go off and decorate. We've got 2 down, 1 to go, and the box to go. So next Wednesday, I'll see you back here.
Next year.
Next year, yeah, next Wednesday next year, we'll see you back here, ready to do folio number 3, and then the week after we will make the box that these folios sit in. Right, there we go. I hope that was, where's my glasses? I hope that was fun. It's nice and easy to put together. So yeah, I hope that all made sense to everybody. We will see you next Wednesday next year. So happy New Year to everybody. And we will see you in 2023, which is going to be the most exciting year ever, I think. Keep an eye on the page in the group, because I'm putting up some sort of like reviews of the year, and I love my last post of the year because it's a whole load of statistics, which I like statistics. So there we go. So thank you very much for 2022. We will see you in 2023. Bye everybody.
Oh,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.